In this video, we will be covering prescriptive analytics. Prescriptive analytics is used when you want to aid decision makers based on data. There are lots of different prescriptive analytic approaches that one can take. Specifically, in this analysis, we will be performing a type of analysis called basket of goods analysis. A basket of goods analysis, or an associational analysis, is where one tries to infer about the co-occurrence of specific items in a basket based on data. Take, for example, one goes grocery shopping. When one grocery shops, one tends to buy certain items together, such as bread and eggs, or for instance, bread and butter, or milk and bread. What prescriptive analytics, specifically basket of goods analysis or association rules analysis, allows one to infer is the probability of seeing, for instance, butter if one purchases bread. That is called a basket of goods analysis or an associational analysis. In this example, what we're going to do is we're going to work with some classic models data. So go ahead, open up exploratory.io, and in Exploratory, let's bring in a data frame. Our file is a remote file, and the file is going to be based on classic model source.csv. The link is right here. Copy the link. Text file CSV delimited. Paste the link under remote file URL and click on OK. The file comes down and we see we have two columns, product name and order number. Go ahead, everything looks okay. Click on Save and bring the data into your Exploratory. Notice that we have two real columns over here, names of products and the orders in which they show up. One of the things to notice is that we have order numbers over here, and these order numbers are going to repeat. For instance, if I sort in ascending order by order number, we'll see that we see the same order number and we see the different products on that order. We see another order number and we see different products on that order. We see a third order number and see different products on that order. And so, in a way, our order is like our shopping basket, right? And in this shopping basket, we have put these products in. In this associational analysis, what we are going to do is we are going to analyze the ability or the likelihood of seeing one item given another item in the basket. And so to do that, let's go ahead and add a new step. And we are going to run analytics. And specifically, we're going to select market basket analysis. Now, under basket analysis, you have to provide the item and the basket. The basket is the thing in which items occur. Specifically for us, the things that we want to analyze are the items, the name of the products themselves, and the basket is going to be in the orders in which they occur. And to start out with, it is as simple as selecting the item and selecting the basket. Item, again, being the thing that we want to analyze co-occurrence for or associations for, and the basket being how do these items occur together. Let's go ahead and run this. And if one runs this and takes a second to wait, we see some numbers over here. Let us try to evaluate what these numbers are. The first thing we want to do is we see 5 columns: LHS, RHS, support, confidence, and lift. The first thing that we are going to do is we are going to sort based on descending value of support. So I'm going to click on the down arrow next to support, click on arrange sort, and click on descending. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new step and create a column for a single column. So I shall be creating a new column called order supporting, which is support multiplied by total number of unique orders in the data set, and that is going to be 326. And I shall be running that value, and I get a value for order supporting. So let us talk about what these columns are now. What is LHS, RHS, support, confidence, and lift? Again, the key thing to keep in mind is what association rules tries to do is it tries to evaluate the likelihood of seeing one product based on a second product. In this case, the product whose likelihood is being evaluated is the products in the right-hand side column. In this case, let's take the example of the first row. The likelihood of seeing this product, American Airlines B767-300, is being evaluated when one sees a 1930 Buick Market Phaeton present in the order. And so that is what is being evaluated, right? The likelihood of seeing the right-hand side when you see the left-hand side present in an order. Measures of support, confidence, and lift are telling us about whether this association is an association that matters. The measure support tells us what percentage of orders do these two products show up in. And so 0.08 is telling us that in 8% of the orders, we have the Buick Market Phaeton and the American Airlines B767-300 show up together. Confidence is a metric that tells us if they have shown up in 8% of orders, well, do they always show up together? Does American Airlines always show up where the 1930 Buick Market Phaeton shows up? And the answer is yes. The confidence number of 1 tells us that in 100% of the times that we saw the 1930 Buick Market Phaeton, the American Airlines B767-300 also showed up. That is what this confidence metric of 1 is telling us. The measure of lift is telling us if seeing these two is a random occurrence or not. And we are basically looking for values over 1, and this value is 11, indicating that this co-occurrence of these two is not random chance. It is a systematic pattern that we can expect. Order supporting tries to quantify the measure of support. Since support is a percentage, if one multiplies support by the total number of orders, we get a real number indicating how many orders do these two products actually show up in together. Do the left-hand side and right-hand side, they show up together in 28 orders, and that co-occurrence based on the measure of confidence is not by chance. One can take a look at another example to interpret. Let's take the example of present in, for instance, line 32. In line 32, we have the 1993 Mazda RX-7 and we have the 1995 Honda Civic. We see that the left-hand side and the right-hand side, these products show up in 0.076% of all orders or 7.6% of all orders, which is around 25 orders. Now, the 1995 Honda Civic does not show up in 100% of all the orders in which the 1993 Mazda RX-7 is present. It shows up in 92% of those orders. That's what the confidence measure of 0.92 indicates. It indicates that the 1995 Honda Civic is present in only 92% of the orders in which the 1993 Mazda RX-7 is present. Now again, the measure of lift is high, indicating again this co-occurrence of these two is not by chance. If one wants to have a better looking table structure over here, instead of having all of these digits, one can go back and right after the market basket analysis, I can add some steps where I round out values of support to 2 digits, round out values of confidence to 2 digits, and lift to 2 digits as well. Well, I think it's done support. Let's do confidence as well. And so these three numbers can be rounded to 2 digits so that when one starts interpreting these results, one can start making these results a little bit more meaningful. Now, one thing we might want to keep track of is this number of orders supporting. Now, typically we might want to establish a cutoff indicating the number of orders we want to consider when we evaluate rules. Each line over here represents a rule, indicating an association between items. And I might only want to consider those rules that have 25 or more orders supporting them. At the moment, I have 538,736 rows or 538,736 rules. If I create a filter and say order supporting need to be greater than or equal to the value 25. So I need to see these two products show up in at least 25 orders for me to consider that rule. Notice that I wind up with only 63 rows. And so I have a more manageable set of rules and I can start developing, for instance, marketing and promotion programs or discounting programs based on associations of products in baskets.